Yes. Got it.
Okay, it's working. All right, so I'm Lindsay.
I'm Evelyn. I'm Carly.
So today we're going to introduce you to information management technology. We chose to do ours over Class Dojo. So what is Class Dojo? Class Dojo is an app used to communicate with your families, your teachers, and it involves your students too. This app is different than other apps, such as like GroupMe or just like a group chat, because it is more involving and engaging for the students and the teachers, along with the parents. So through this app, they are able to use, videos, photos, and messages throughout the app, which makes it really different than GroupMe because you can't do that. This app helps create a classroom community because it does involve the parents along with the students. So a lot of apps don't involve the students, and it's just a communication between the parents and the teachers. So I thought that was really interesting about this app. Then I will turn it over to Carly.
Okay, so now if you could go to D2L and access the Team 3 PD project, we have our pre-assessment link posted in there, and you can go ahead and take that real fast. Just look around and see. And when you're done, look up and meet my eyes so I can tell. You don't have to stare at me though, because that would be weird. Got you. Okay, so if you're not done, keep taking that and feel free to take your time. If you are done and you saw your sheet of paper and you haven't downloaded the Class Dojo app, now would be a great time. If you've already done that, fantastic, you're ahead of the game. So Class Dojo for teachers, so I had the teacher account, and what teachers can kind of do on the Dojo account is a lot, actually. There's so many options. And so the first thing they can do is create a profile for students. So you'll notice that in the Class Dojo app that I created for our classroom, I listed all of your names. So you just put in who your students are, and they can already just go click the tab underneath your name, and they have access to everything they submit to Class Dojo. Every feedback that I give them is right there, just a click away from the QR code that you scan and the name that you tap. They can create student portfolios, so parents can have access to those, and teachers and students. So you guys can upload, or students can upload drawings, videos, pictures, and text entries through assignments. They can submit their own portfolio just from clicking on it, and there's a lot of options to add. This is Lindsay's portfolio, and this is an assignment she did, and then this is just kind of some stuff she worked on in class, and I gave her a grade in portfolio and kind of described what she had been learning. And then you can also direct message parents, so it's pretty similar to GroupMe, but it's a nice way to just streamline communication when you're using this app and you're already using it with your students, so it's a great way to just keep communication all in one place. You can post in class stories, so that's pretty similar to Facebook, where you can post about a status and parents can like or comment, and you can interact with them throughout the day, and it's pretty just direct kind of thing that you can interact with parents and they can be checking it throughout the day on what students are doing. You can take attendance, which is really nice. You can also measure noise level with your computer, so you can put it up like on the smart board, and it has bars, and it can raise, like the louder it gets, the more the bars raise, and then it has like a little dinging whenever it gets too loud. It's really interesting, and it's a really good visual for kids to understand what noises they're making and how loud they're being, and you can kind of describe what that is like to other people, and it's just a really cool feature to have in the classroom. And then you can create classroom activities, so you can do drawings, pictures, videos, like I said before, and the whole class can do it, and you can kind of all participate at once, and the teacher can see how everyone's doing, and it's a great way to just in the moment assessment that teachers can be using. So we are going to do a class activity. So if you will pull out your phone and get on your Class Dojo app and click your name in the app, there is the class activity, and it is what springtime means to you. And if you're having trouble, let me know, and we can walk around and help you out. And so it says to submit a picture, so you can take a picture of right now, or you have access to your picture library, so you can just find a random picture in there that's fun to you, that makes you think of spring. I think I will go pull it up and see. Actually, I guess we could hold it. I don't know. I'll pull it up. If you've submitted your picture, put your hand on the top of your head so we know you submitted it. Okay. There we go. It. Or we can do it here, actually. I didn't even think of that. I forget that you can use the smartphone. So these are just a few of our pictures. So we have like a tent for camping, flowers, lots of flowers, another flower. So this is just a really fun way to like interact with your classroom and kind of get in the moment pictures, and you can talk about what you submitted on all that kind of stuff. But yeah. Cool. So that is our class activity, and now I'll hand it to Evelyn.
So I'm going to do kind of a recap of what Carly talked about. Some of the features that I liked were, for example, the random feature. It lets you go and pick a student from the classroom to do tasks such as line leader, or just to have a view of all the students in the class and have them do tasks in the classroom. The messaging part is very easy for the parents that cannot be during parent-teacher meetings or that aren't working or anything like that. You can get messages from the teacher instantly, and this is how it looks as a parent view. I was a parent. And the stories part that Carly talked about, it reminded me kind of like Instagram. You can like and comment, so that's how that looks there. And this is the report of Lindsay. You can see a percentage, and then it tells you like how many points she gets, since the teacher can assign points to the student. And you can also lastly see multiple students. So if you have more than one child in the class, you can add them, and you can just click down here, and this is Lindsay's But if you want to see someone else's, you click on theirs and it'll go over to their account. As a parent, like I said, you can communicate. You can see all their portfolios at once, and you can see how they behave and how many assignments they have, and feedback from the teacher as well. If you click on the monster, this is what pops up, and even as a parent, you can purchase stars or points to give to the student even at home without them being in school. Here's an example of Lindsay's work that she submitted and how you can see the description from the teacher, and you can also click on the 3 little dots that are down here and message the teacher about that assignment or any questions that you have. And I'll pass it over to Lindsay.
Okay, so I made a student account. So as a student, they're not able to do a whole lot. They don't get to message anyone. But they do get to interact, so they get access to their entire portfolio. So if you click on that right there, it'll give you 4 options. So you can either add a video, an image, a journal entry, or what was it, the last one? Oh, a picture. You could add a drawing, which is really cool because then you could just do like an in-class assignment and everyone could just do their own drawing and add it. So the child has access to it, they can review their portfolio, and they can add to it, which we've talked about in my other classes, how important it is to involve the child in their education and how important it is to let them pick what work they feel is best to show their parents and their teachers. So also you can see right here, I get to see my student report, and so I think that's good for the students to involve them and let them know that you care enough to let them see how they're doing in the class and see how they're progressing. And this gives them the option to have a voice in their own education, so they have a say, so they don't feel like you're overpowering them and saying, this is what we're going to show your parents, this is what I think is your best work. So it gives them the voice to add stuff to their own portfolio. And I'll give it back to Carly.
So now you can go back to the detail page on the Team 3 discussion post and click the post test and see how you've done it now that we've told you a little bit about Class Dojo. And when you finish that, you can put a rock on sign in the air. Andrew's really devoted to his rock on sign right now, and he's holding it now too the entire time. Okay. We will go ahead and move on, and you guys can keep finishing that up. And I'll hand it to Lindsay.
Okay, so overall, this app really allows students, parents, and the teachers all to communicate. It is environmental friendly because it saves paper. But it also helps to keep track of things so you don't lose students' homework, you don't misplace them anywhere, you always have access to it. And it allows the students and teachers to build the student portfolio together. And it's an interactive way to assist in a child's learning, and it allows them to kind of get a feel of using technology to assist in their education. So that's all we have.
Thank you.